Hey guys, my name is Nick and welcome back to the channel, and you'll notice this is another away match. Thank you very much, Nick, for inviting me down for a rematch.
You're more than welcome.
So yeah, there's going to be two videos, two games we're going to be playing today, one of which is going to feature on my channel, one of which is going to be a very silly game, is going to feature on your channel. So we're going to be kicking off this particular battle report, and I'm going to be playing Imperial Fists. And you're going to be facing, well, I'm going to be facing your Necron list.
Yes, a slightly adapted one.
Slightly adapted,
yeah.
Which is going to be down here. We're going to go through the armies very shortly. I'm going to try and record as many dice rolls a little bit more this time, I think, because I tend to do a little bit of a shortened battle report, but I thought to show off some of the cool new rules in Imperial Fists, I thought I'd try and record some dice rolls. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, enjoy the video, and when we come back, we'll have a look at the armies.
Okay, so here is my 2000 point INECRONS list, originally built around the Seraptic, but we're playing no Forge World today, so I've changed the Seraptic for the Tesseract Vault. So I've got a Sotek Battalion Detachment. Heading up the force is an Overlord. He's got a Warsight, Veil of Darkness and Hyperlogical Strategist Warlord trait. I've then got a Cryptic with the Cloak. Troops, I've got 3 squads of Immortals with Tesla. We've got a squad of 10, a squad of 6 and a squad of 5. We then have 6 Wraiths with no upgrades and 6 Destroyers. And then we have 2 units of Annihilation Barges with Tesla on the top and the bottom of the guns. And then a Triarch Stalker, and we've got the twin-linked Heavy Gauze Cannon for the Stalker. The Vault is in the Nihilic Dynasty, hopefully giving me that chance to try and get a 3+ invulnerable save on it. And that is the list.
Awesome. Yeah, we decided not to go with Forge World stuff today, because otherwise I would have bought maybe some Relic Leviathan Dreadnoughts or something equally nasty. But so we're sticking with regular Games Workshop plastic, and when we come back we'll take a look at the Imperial Fists. This is the Imperial Fists. I'm running 2 detachments, so I have a battalion and a spearhead, but the spearhead is also the specialist detachment from the Vigilus book, which is the Shield Breaker cohort. So starting with the battalion then, I have a Librarian. That Librarian is running Wrack and Ruin and Chasm. The Primaris Lieutenant here, he's actually running as my Warlord. And as a Warlord, he has the Sentinel of Terra, which basically means for 1 command point, I get to roll for D3 command points. So it's a bit of a no-loss stratagem option there for him. I have 3 Intercessor squads, and each Intercessor squad has the auxiliary grenade launcher in there. Even though 1 squad technically isn't modelling it, 2 of them are, but for the sake of a point, I'm adding the grenade launcher into the 3rd one. Then we have 6 Aggressors, all with auto Boltstorm gauntlets and Fragstorm grenade launchers. And then finally we have a Redemptor Dreadnought with the Onslaught Gatling Cannon and Icarus pod and Storm Bolters. Moving on to the Spearhead. The Spearhead is led by the 4th Company Captain, Tor Garadon himself. He is accompanied by 6 Centurions, all with heavy bolters, because heavy bolters with Imperial Fists is made of win, allegedly. We have 5 Hellblasters, then we have 3 Inceptors, and then finally the Repulsor Executioner with pretty much all the upgrades, with the big laser gun, not the plasma. That comes in at 1,993 points. Power level, if you're interested, 102, and 7 command points, because I've spent 1 for the Specialist Detachment, 1 for the upgrade on the Lieutenant, but I will be gaining D3 at the start of the game. You do want to twerk, don't you?
Yeah, if I get 6, I'll be twerking.
Cool, so we have picked our mission and our deployment zone. So we are playing, in fact we randomly rolled it to be honest, we are playing the 4 pillars, which means we have fixed 4 objectives, equidistant from the centre. So we have one here, one here, one over here, and then finally one in the middle of this pile of Necrons. And then you randomly rolled which deployment zone we've got, which is search and destroy, which is basically 4 quarters, and then the exempt 9-inch bubble around the middle, so no one is in the middle. But because you rolled off to pick that, I've deployed first. So let's run through the Imperial Fists deployment. So on this left side, 5 Intercessors ready to try and sprint for the objective over here. And we've got 2 squads of 5 on this side, one holding my home objective in effect, and then one, potentially going to try and claim that one over there in the next turn. All the heavy hitters are in a big bubble of aura in the middle here, so the Aggressors at the front, followed by the Centurions, followed by the Hellblasters, and then the smattering of characters right in the middle with Tor Garadon, the Primaris Lieutenant, and the Librarian. Behind that is the Repulsor Executioner, and then on my right flank is the Redemptor Dreadnought. And that is pretty much it. The Inceptors are flying high, ready to deep strike in from turn 2. And then let's take a look at the Necrons. So over to you, Mr. Nick.
Yeah, so I've deployed the Vault up front, trying to get as close as I can. I've got Antimatter Meteor, Time's Arrow, Sky of the Falling Stars, and Cosmic Fire as my powers. And then I've tried to hide a lot of this stuff. So Destroyers, Annihilation Barges, my Immortals, just hiding. The Stalker does just about have line of sight through the gap here, but not much. The Wraiths are hiding over on the flank here. And this mission, generally it's better to be going second because of the way you claim objectives. However, I'm slightly concerned that Vault might go down first turn, explode, kill a big chunk of Necrons, and it's game over. So I am going to attempt to seize, but if I don't seize, I'll be happy.
So there's no downside to this,
No.
as far as you're concerned.
Yeah.
Basically, if you potentially seize, that might stay.
And I might be able to do some damage.
And if you don't seize, then it's going to be on the mission for the objectives, because it's at the end of the battle round we start counting up who claims the most of the 4 pillars. So yeah, if you can reach out and grab 3 straight off the bat, then you're automatically going to be scoring a point, because this mission traditionally is a low scoring one unless you start wiping out a lot of units, because you're getting a victory point for every one. Sorry, you're going to get a point if you outscore your opponent by killing more units, as well as then holding more objectives, as well as the traditional line breaker, first strike, and slay the warlord. So potentially beneficial to go second, but the magic sees the initiative dice. He's going for it.
Here we go. We're looking for a Necron symbol.
No, we're not.
Oh, 1 off.
It's 1 off, which is not enough.
No.
Second place is first loser.
Yeah, I'm happy because I sort of wanted to go second anyway.
Are you sure? Put your happy face. You wanted a twerk. If you stole, you were going to twerk.
Oh, yeah.
But there we go. So when we come back, then we will complete the movement phase, and then we'll start rolling some dice. Let's see how Tor Garadon, his Solar Guardian brethren, who are impersonating Imperial Fists as part of their training exercise, will come out at the end of first term. So the Imperial Fists have now moved-ish. So the 5 Intercessors over here just wandered through the terrain over there. Everything in the middle has remained stationary, because despite the ability to move, with only sort of 5-inch and 4-inch movement ranges on my heavy troops at the front here, it's not going to give me line of sight to anything more than the vault anyway. So I've kind of just stacked it all up and left them there. However, on the right flank, the Redemptor has moved around a little bit, ready to potentially receive a charge from over there at some point. And the Intercessors have moved around to make sure they've got that objective. So at least I'm holding 2, so you're going to have to forcibly remove me to be able to score more. That was the aim of the game, and I couldn't really get to the 3rd one. So you're going to have to come to me. You're going to have to come at me, bro. But when we come back, we'll roll a lot of dice. Now, I'm not going to roll too many of these on cameras, because if everyone has seen how many shots Centurions and Aggressors can roll, we could be here for a while. So We'll do some dice highlights, I think. But we'll move into the psychic phase, which is going to be very limited as well, I believe, because my psychic powers basically affect stuff that doesn't fly or have the fly keyword, which 3/4 of your army does. So Chasm, for example, is going to be ineffective against anything except your Immortals and your Stalker. So yeah, we might just see a smite go off. But other than that, let's roll some dice.
Wraiths don't have fly either, by the way, either. They're just beasts.
They're just beasts.
Yeah.
So as suspected, we are just going to start off with a smite because everything else is going to be ineffective. So Librarian smiting into the nearest unit, which is the Vault. It is a 10. He doesn't have any bonuses to +1, so it is just going to be D3 mortal wounds.
What?
And D3 on my channel typically is a 1.
You did get 3 for your command points.
Oh, my bonus command points, I did roll a 6, so I guess we're evens now. So 3 and a 1 so far. So 1 mortal wound on the big boy. So the first thing we're going to do is spend a command point on Tank Hunters. Tank Hunters, in fact 2 command points for Tank Hunters. So use a stratagem in the shooting phase, and basically I am +1 to wound against a vehicle. So I'm going to be using this. We're going to go on the Aggressors with this. Because they haven't moved, that means they get to fire twice, so I'm going to maximise my command point usage here, and everything's going to be firing at the Tesseract Vault. So the first thing we've got is the 6d6 Fragstorm grenade launchers. So that is 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 Fragstorm grenade launcher shots. And I've lined up all the dice over here for the auto Boltstorm launchers. So as I said, there's a lot of dice rolling for this, and we're going to be doing it twice, so maybe we'll just do the net effect at the end of this. See if we can chin some more wounds off this big boy over here. Okay, about half an hour later, we've rolled all the dice for the Aggressors. So we ended up with something like 24 shots from the from the Fragstorms, and then re-rolling everything from the Boltstorm plus Tank Hunters meant I was wounding on 4s. And that's cost you how many wounds in total? 18.
18 wounds.
18 wounds have actually gone through, forcing him to make multiple saves across the board there.
And I actually saved well.
That first round of Fragstorms.
Yeah, and the second round as well.
11 wounds, you only took 1. And then the 13, I think, from the second wave, you only took 2 or 3.
Yeah. So
yeah, your saves were really good, but it's just that the volume, with the rerolls from the Torgaradon, and I didn't make Torgaradon give him the 2+ ballistic skill, so I could have had a few more hits, but I was saving that for the Centurions. But yeah, so that's where we're at so far. One of those damages was from the smite, of course, so he's not quite dead yet, but we have only fired 1 unit. So we're now going to move on. We've got 10 wounds left.
10 wounds left.
We'll move on to the Centurions, who have also got a very large bucket of dice. Torgaradon will use his special abilities. No, he won't. We are going to be using the cohort special ability though, which means 6s to wound cause mortal wounds in addition to their regular damage. So this is the only reason you take the cohort, because half the rules in the cohort are now null and void because they've been overwritten, like the Eye of Hypnoth in the main rulebook or the main supplement. But yeah, any raw 6s, natural 6s to wound cause a mortal wound in addition. So we're going to be opening fire with those. So lots of range. What they're called, hurricane bolters. That's it. So they're going to be firing 12 shots each. And then the heavy bolters, which we're going to get some AP going on here.
Should I just roll to see if it explodes now?
We could, couldn't we? But that's not playing the game. Come on.
I'm going to save them on this time.
Remember, this is for Richard Morgan and your friend with the Blood Angels. So this is what it's like to face a gunline army in return. But when we come back, we'll see if that thing is still standing.
It will be.
You reckon?
Yes, I'm going to save it.
Will you twerk if it's
still alive? I'll definitely twerk.
Nice. So, Torgaradon and Mortal Wound Centurions. It's quite a nasty combo. So, just rolling the heavy bolter dice with the additional hits for the Imperial Fists on 6s, and then natural 6s to wound. There are 10 6s that have appeared in that big bundle. So before we even go on to any other wounds or anything else, the vault is down.
It's down.
It's lost its last 10 wounds. Now, will he explode all over the face of his buddies for being super close? Is it a 4 he goes?
4+, no.
Do you want to re-roll it?
No, I'm not going to re-roll it.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
That's a command point that you could well use it. So, score-wise though, that is a cheeky first strike.
That's right.
That is just 2 units. I don't think I've actually got much else to shoot. The Executioner is going to have a long-range shot over at the Stalker though. That's the only thing that I can physically see. Everything else is well positioned.
Thank God.
So yeah, as I said, even if I'd moved anywhere else, I wouldn't have been able to gain any line of sight. The terrain this is what 8th edition terrain needs to be. So anyone out there who is playing games and getting smashed in one turn, you've only lost 500 points. You've seen games where people lose 1,500 points in turn 1 purely because their boards are set up pretty badly. So this is a great example of mitigating against alpha strikes or being shot off the board and still having something to come back at me in turn 2. So kudos for that. But we are now going to remove the big boy, and then we are going to be shooting with my tank. Now, of course, the problem with shooting a lot of Necron vehicles with high strength weaponry or high damage weaponry is quantum shielding. But you've pulled out a stratagem. What stratagem are you going to be using for this? Because this is going to increase the quantum shielding ability.
I think it's called Quantum Deflection.
Quantum Deflection.
-1 to my quantum roll save.
So likelihood is I'm going to be firing this super laser and it's just going to bounce off, which is what quantum shielding is designed to do.
Hopefully.
So let's see how many hits we get first. We have 3 hits. And your toughness?
I'm toughness 6.
So 3's to wound. Re-rolling the 1s because I'm in range of the lieutenant. So 3. I just said lieutenant on my channel. I am ashamed. Lieutenant. Been watching too many other people's battle reports. So they do. They're -4. So I don't think you've got a normal save, right?
I've got 3+ save and cover.
Cover I'm ignoring as Imperial Fists.
Cover. Okay, so -4, yeah.
Yep.
So no save.
No save.
Straight
so
to quantum shield.
Straight to quantum shield. We'll see what the damage is, and then you've got to do
Yeah.
what you need. So I need. Yeah, you're going to be ignoring a lot of this. So that is a minimum of 3 though, because that is the special rule. So I've got a damage of 6 and 3.
Okay. Did you not wound with 3? 3?
No.
No? Okay. So the 3 then, so I need a 3 to ignore that, because I've got -1 to my dice roll, so I ignore that, and that.
And you'll also ignore the 6 damage.
Yeah.
Ugh! That's not very nice,
Why did
is
the
it?
Bolt have that, eh?
Yeah. Yeah. It needed it. But there we go, that is the end of the Imperial Fist shooting phase. We have first strike, but we don't know what the objective deal is until the end of Nick's turn. So when we come back, we'll see how that pans out. So the Necrons have moved. You've moved all your stuff around. Well, a lot of your stuff around here. The destroyers. Is that your lord there, isn't it?
He's the crypto.
The
overlords.
The overlords at the back there.
Yeah.
So you've moved these around to shimmy here, so you've got line of sight with those nasty weapons that nobody likes on destroyers. You pulled out a stratagem for your race, which means what's the stratagem called?
Assault. I don't know what it's called, but it's assault and.
So you can advance and then assault. Yep. And then your barges over here have also moved, so they've got some shooting opportunities as well. The stuff at the back has remained stationary. No more cheeky shenanigans going on. No more stratagems and stuff.
Not at this moment in time. I will use obviously the extermination protocols.
Of course you will.
Yeah.
That is a standard given. So let's go into the psychic phase, which is over. Let's go into the shooting phase, and when we come back, we'll see where that goes.
Over there.
So yeah, Triarch Stalker is opening up first because this gives you your bonuses to hit, right? You just got to roll to hit, and then suddenly
it's got to target the unit.
So you're going at my intercessors over in this corner here.
Yeah, I need to clear them so that I can hopefully get 3 objectives.
Yeah, your objective here is to get the 3, right?
Yeah.
So that's your first term plan. So yeah, because I'm troops, you need to definitely get the numbers down over here to do that.
Okay, so 2 shots, heavy gauze, twin heavy gauze cannon. So we need 3 that didn't move. And then I need strength 9, so 2, so I presume?
Yep.
And that's -4 AP.
So will I use a stratagem, the shield unwavering? It is tempting to do that. How much damage do they do each?
D6.
D6 damage. No, well, I think those guys are probably going to struggle even with the shield unwavering. I want to save my command points. I'll let that one go.
So D6 damage.
Yep.
2.
That's 2. So 1 intercessor is slain.
We're now going to shoot.
In fact, I'll take it from. Yeah, no, I'll take it from there.
With this back annihilation barge. So green guns are the little one that's underneath. Strength 6, top gun strength 7. Don't think it'll make much difference.
6 is for Tesla.
So here we go. We need 3s. We run with the 1s because of the Triarch Stalker. And we're looking for as many 6s as possible. The 2s miss. Rerolls. Okay, so we've got 3 6s. So we get all black dice. So that's the highest strength gun. So you're toughness 4, I assume.
I am toughness 4.
So there'll be 3s on everything anyway. So there's a few 1s there. 9 saves.
AP?
Yeah. No AP.
No AP. So 9 saves to make. That's not a bad roll, is it? I take 1.
That's pretty good.
I'll take that. So 1 loses a wound.
And I'm going to do the same with the second annihilation barge.
Of course.
So 3s, rerolling the 1s, there's 3 1s. Let's see some 6s. Come on. No, 1 6.
No, 1 extra 6.
The 2s miss, and then 2 extra dice. So that then hits in total. And then 3s to wound. Slightly better. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11.
11. So 11 saves. Am I going to do as well as I did last time? Not too bad. So that is the guy that was wounded is dead and 1 rolls over. So I've lost 1 and a wound.
Okay, and then we're moving over to the destroyers. Those ones right at the front there because they seem really nasty. Okay, here we go then. So we need 3s.
Re-roll in everything.
All in.
That's a full house.
And strength 6, so 3s
3s
again.
Oof. That looks nasty. This is at the aggressors, right?
Yeah, the unit of 6 that just killed my Volt.
Well, technically they did 18 and then their friends did the other 10, but yeah.
2, 4,
Spread
6,
the love.
8, 10, 12, 14, 15.
Minus 2.
Minus 3.
Minus 3. Ouch. So 10. 4, 8, 10. I am saving on 6s here. These multiple damage?
D3 damage.
Oh! That's no saves in there.
Okay. Was it 10, was it? 2.
Let me just double check they're not a 2+ save. I think they are. Aggressive squad, safe. We're good.
How many saves was it?
10. 10 off that.
Yeah. Okay, so this is the damage.
You have to roll 1 at a time because they're multiple damage. So
okay.
you could waste some here.
Yeah.
So the first one is 2 damage. They've got 3 wounds each. So the next one will kill 1.
Yeah. 1.
1 and
2.
So that's 3 damage in total.
Yeah.
So that is another one gone.
1.
That is 3 damage. Is that 3 damage?
3 damage,
yep.
yeah.
So that's another one gone.
3 damage.
Oh, I think the unit is gone.
3
There's another
damage.
one left.
1 damage.
And you've got enough dice there to kill them. So that is the whole unit gone.
First strike.
First strike secured for the Necrons as the unit of aggressors are smushed into the ground by weight of fire from the destroyers. So the race are going to be charging, so I've got some Overwatch coming in. So I have 6 shots because I'm a rapid fire range. And they've all whiffed, so straight onto your charge range, which is like That's
Definitely, yeah.
That's plenty.
Think a minute. There you go.
Yeah, this is going to be a hard lesson coming up here. These are 2 damage apiece. I've got 3 guys left. But it's only fair, you know, I should kill the vault.
Okay, here we go. So we need 3s. Decent roll.
That'll do. 3s again. Strength 6, top and 4.
Strength 6, yeah. 1 on the floor. Pick that up in a minute. That many, -2.
So that puts me on a 5 plus
2,
save.
4, 6, 8, 10, 12.
I don't have big enough hands to pick all the dice up, but we'll see how we get on with the first batch here. 5 plus save, so I've taken 2, 4 damage. So that's 2 dead.
2 damage each they are, yeah.
Oh, they're 2 damage each, in which case I'm entirely dead, so let's not worry about it, shall we? So that is the unit of Intercessors slain over here. You've already got your first strike. Any more assaults going on?
No.
Is that the end of your turn?
That is it, yeah.
There's no morale because you've wiped out my unit and I've wiped out your unit, so once these are gone, I'm hoping I'm slightly more than 3 inches away for a consolidation, but I think I am. I assume you're going to want to consolidate into them.
Yep, and you're easily in range.
I'm easily in range.
Yeah.
You're going to consolidate in?
Does it have the fly special roll?
What, Dreadnought?
Yeah. Just checking.
It's not a Blood Angel Heresy one with a jump pack.
It's Space Marines. They could have anything.
They could have
these
anything.
days.
Maybe I'll wait for the next Faith and Fury book. Maybe that all of a sudden Dreadnought's getting the fly keyword.
Now if I pile in now, you'll be able to help me back, won't you? You'll be able to tap me back.
Yes.
How good are you in close combat? You're quite good, aren't you?
Well, he's got a big power fist.
Yeah. No, I'll just take the objective.
You're just going to hold the objective.
Me there, didn't you?
Oh, well, you nearly fell for it. You nearly fell for it because you do have now at
Good
the
job,
end.
I know what I'm doing, eh?
Well, it's lucky you played this game before, isn't it? So at the end of battle round 1, first strike each. So we're a point each, but you are outnumbering me on the objective count. You've got 3 to my 1. So yeah, we've just done a quick summary on there. So you hold 3 objectives to my 1, which scores you a point. You killed a unit in the first turn, so you got first strike for 2 points.
Yep.
But equally, you killed 2 units of mine with the Intercessors and the Aggressors. I only killed 1 unit of yours, so you've scored more with the no prisoners roll. So 3-1 after the first turn. So even though I took out the vault, 40k is all about playing the objective. If you ever watch Nick's channel, he'll tell you to play the objective, and then when you actually play them, ignore it. But other than that, it's all good. But when we come back, Imperial Fists movement phase for Battle Round 2. So the Imperial Fists movement phase has completed. I was debating whether to move these a little bit further, but I've decided to stay there, see what happens after I've done some shooting at the destroyers. So the rest of the movement phase then, the Hellblasters have remained stationary, but the lumbering Centurions have moved forward along with Tor Garadon and the Primaris Lieutenant. And the Librarian has moved around this way to ensure that his nearest target is the Wraiths with their horrific nobody likes 3+ invulnerable save. The Intercessors have moved up to form a mini firing line. The Redemptor didn't move to ensure that I've got that extra ballistic skill rather than moving and being penalised. I'm still staying in the Devastated Doctrine, and the Repulsor Executioner just moved half distance just to give himself a sensible line of sight towards the destroyers over here. But I want to make sure that I've got multiple targets just in case things like the shooting from this goes so exceptionally well that I can then potentially split fire or adjust my fire with the Centurions towards the annihilation bars that I can see over there. I have held my Inceptors for another turn. I'm not dropping them in just yet, because as soon as they arrive, they're just going to get Teslaed off of the board by all those Necron warriors, or the Necron, what are they called again? They're not warriors,
Immortals.
Immortals, that's the right word. So that's the end of the movement phase. We're now going to have a smite really from the Librarian here, because his other powers are only affect things that are walking, and the only thing that's walking that I can even see is over here, which is way out of range. So we're going to go with a smite straight into the wraiths, and that is a 9. It's not a super smite, but it is 2 mortal wounds. They're 3 wounds a pop.
They are indeed.
Ouch. Do they get to come back? They don't have RP rolls, do they? Unless you stratagem.
I have a stratagem.
You have a stratagem for it. So we have that down to 1 wound. We've got plenty more to do. When we come back, we'll see how the shooting phase goes. So we're going to open up the shooting phase then with some obvious choices first, I think. So we're going to start with the Intercessors down here. We're going to have 4 firing their bolt guns rapid fire. 1 will be firing his auxiliary grenade launcher. Then we'll move into the Dreadnought. He's going to be shooting at them as well. We'll just see what happens there, because I may need to loan some firepower from this big boy with his plethora of guns and see where that happens. So let's start with that first. So the bolt guns first. We got 3 misses there. But the 6 is an additional hit because Imperial Fists. And you are toughness?
Toughness 5.
Toughness 5, so 5 to wound. We have 2 wounds at -1.
Okay. 1 wound.
So 1 wound.
One's dead.
1 is down thanks to the smite before that. And the auxiliary grenade launcher whiffs, which was kind of expected. I'm not in range for a reroll there. Well, we'll double check that, because it actually is not far away. No, he's out. He is out. Three, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12. Redemptor, Dreadnought, Heavy Onslaught, 12. So we're going to move on to then the Redemptor Dreadnought. He has 12 shots with his heavy Gatling cannon. Now, because Imperial Fists and still Devastator, this is going to be extra AP and extra potential damage here. So we're now AP -2 and 2 damage, although it's straight through to your invulnerable save typically, isn't it? So how many hits are we going to get? Not too bad, 3 misses. I don't get the extras from the 6s there because it's not a bolt weapon. But we are heavy onslaught cannon strength 5, toughness 5, forced wound. 3, 4, 4. That's quite a few there. 3, 6. But straight through to your invulnerable, yeah.
Yep. 1 wound. Well,
2 damage.
2 damage. So 1 wound left on one of them.
Then we have the underslung one, which is 6 shots, which is basically the same stats. That is a full suite of hits, and 1, 2, 3 more wounds.
Yeah, 2 damage each.
Yep. So 1 will just be the 1, and then 2 damage will roll on to the next one.
Yep.
We have an Icarus rocket pod. That is D3 shots. It is 3 shots. 4s to hit though, because these don't fly, right? So these are yep, they're just beasts. That is 2 hits. 3s to wound with these ones though, and both whiffed, not in range of the lieutenant for any rerolls there. And then finally we have storm bolters. We have a pair of storm bolters with bolter discipline still carrying over on dreadnoughts. So the first storm bolter and then the second storm bolter, but they are bolt weapons, so I am getting an additional hit for that 6, but 5s to wound. And we have 4 wounds. This isn't a heavy weapon or anything, so this is just
3+.
regular 3+.
1 wound.
Well, 1 wound is enough to remove another Wraith. So we're 3 down, and yeah, more to go. The next unit to fire then is going to be the Hellblasters. They are going to risk it for the biscuit. They are going to overcharge. They are within range of Tor Garadon. Now, do I want to give them a +1 to hit? You know what? I think I'm going to do that. So Tor Garadon is going to give his special aura ability to the Hellblasters. So they are going to be ballistic skill 2+. Overcharging, so 2s to hit and re-rolling the 1s, and we are going to be shooting that annihilation barge over here.
What damage do these do?
These are overcharged. They are strength 8, AP -4, 2 damage.
2 damage.
Yep.
Okay.
So the perfect weapon for shooting stupid quantum shielding.
If I use the strat, that means I could save them on 2s as opposed to 1s. But then how many 2s am I going to roll?
That's a gamble.
It's a gamble. I'll save it till you shoot me with some bigger stuff.
Yeah? Okay. You might save it for things like the walker and so on. So the big question is, am I going to kill myself by rolling 1s? No, I'm not. That is a full suite of hits. Toughness 6.
Yep.
3s to wound. Re-rolling the 1s because of the lieutenant. That is 4 through, AP -4.
Okay, so no save.
No save, so you're straight through to quantum shielding. They're 2 damage apiece.
I need
so you need
1/1.
You need a 1 to keep him alive. No 1s and he's gone.
Got the wrong dice for 1s.
There's a 1 in there.
Yes.
There's one.
I would have saved 2 of them.
Oh, if you'd done with the stratagem, yeah. But you know what would have happened though. If you rolled the stratagem, you'd have rolled a 3.
Yeah, exactly.
So he is down. He's got two
one,
wounds left. Yeah, that's the only one I could see. I would have loved to have been able to fire Tor Garadon's grav gun, but it is only a range 18, which means that he's going to be shooting this way. But I need to try and take some more wounds out of that thing. I don't want to leave that down because they don't get bracketed. They don't go as Warzone Morlock 40k would call it, full raspberry mode, because they are sub 10 wounds. So we're going to fire the Primaris Lieutenant with his master crafted auto bolt rifle. So assault 3. He is 2 hits and 0 wounds, so I'm going to have to think of something else that I want to shoot here. I could be splitting fire any second now with these guys, but I might just, I don't know what to do. I need to find something. It's just 2 wounds left on that thing. We might have to do some split fire, but I really want to take out those wraiths in one go. I might have to leave him, I might have to leave him. But I think we're going to do all the Centurions actually into these guys, because these are going to kill my Centurions pretty easily. So having seen the Aggressors get smushed, I think I could survive these things over here. There's a lot of shots, but there's no AP on them, right? So
okay.
It's shots, and I've got a 2+ save. So yeah, I think the biggest threat here is these guys. There's a lot of dice to be rolled here, so we'll just do a summary when we come back rather than watching me roll all those hurricane bolter shots and everything else. So we'll see how we do. So Nick is putting his models away, as basically we've just fired heavy bolters from 3 Centurions. I called the stratagem bolter discipline into effect here, which basically means any 6s to hit, you're getting +1 bolt weapon for Imperial Fists, plus a bonus because of that, so every 6 becomes +2. This is giving Necron Tesla a bit of a run for its money, plus the stratagem, which I need to deduct a command point for the cohort. I kicked out 5 mortal wounds just from the 3 guys, then 19 saves, AP -2 because I'm still Devastator Doctrine, 2 damage for Imperial Fists in Devastator with heavy weapons, and ignoring cover and everything else, you name it, these guys do it. And with all of those dice just from 3 dudes, and I haven't even fired the Hurricane Bolters yet, so I could have really split fire. That's an insane amount of shooting, but I didn't declare it. But nonetheless, all of the destroyers have now died. So now that the destroyers are destroyed, we're going to pick on the wraiths with everything from this guy. These are a big threat. These are also holding that objective as well. So you realistically, I need to shift you off an objective, because at the end of turn 2 you're going to fly. Well, yeah, you could split the command barges. You could still do this actually. You'll fly the command barge over to there. I can't stop this, so I'm just going to have to try and hold my nerve for another turn and then take it to you with Inceptor drops and so on. So we're going to fire this guy. This guy has a lot of guns. I'm not going to put you through the pain of that dice, all of these dice, all of these dice, all of these dice. So when we come back, we'll just see what the net result is. As the dust settles from firing all of those dice, it's just taken 20 minutes because firing repulsor executioners takes time. We are down to just one. You made some good 3+ saves there, Nick. All of the heavy bolters, I think you chinned all of those. I think the storm bolters did more damage than anyone else. They took 2. You did use a command point to re-roll the laser destroyer, so that did 0 damage whatsoever, despite causing, you know, so that would have killed 3, but you saved 2 naturally and then re-rolled the 1, which allowed the other softer weapons to try and get through. So we are down to 1. So realistically now, that is the shooting phase over. So we are going to charge, and we're going to charge the Dreadnought into the remaining Wraith.
The one that I left right at the back.
Yeah, that is your furthest back. I'm not quite sure what the range is. You can overwatch me with strong language.
Your claws.
Yeah, you're going to flip the finger, flip the bird. But the range is... It's a 9, I think that's plenty in.
Your M.
When we come back, it's the assault phase. So the Dreadnought is in combat. He has 4 attacks base, +1 for shock assault. He's hitting on 3s, don't whiff it. Oh, that's not good. It's only 2 hits. I am going to CP one of those, I think, because I haven't used a CP for a reroll yet. It's 3 hits. It's 2s to wound. Well, that's effective. Straight through to your invulnerable save, Mr. IDIC Beer.
Okay. How many CPs you got left now?
I have 4 CP remaining.
4 left. Save them all.
Save them all on that 3+. That is outrageous.
Can I hit you back now?
You can get to hit me back.
Needing 3s. Strength 6.
You'll want 5 to wound on toughness 7.
No.
No, so we just stay there like lemons. I can't believe that just whiffed, but 3+ invulnerable saves. I need a librarian that can stop that. That would be nice, but the Geo, whatever it's called, special thing does not do it.
There, is there?
Not enough, but that is the end of the Imperial Fists turn 2. When we come back, we'll see what the Necron response is. Start of the Necrons turn 2. We're going to go. You're going to pull the stratagem out to reanimate because I've left the Wraith alive. So on a 5+, will the other 5 return?
Do I roll 2 dice because it's a 2-point stratagem? I need to check.
Oh, to see if you get the points back for spending it.
Yeah, I think I rolled dice.
I think it varies from codex to codex, doesn't it? I think
check.
sometimes you roll for a stratagem use and sometimes you roll for the cost of it.
Let's just check.
So we get all studious over here.
It's important rolls.
This is important. How many CPs have you got left?
At the moment, 5, because I've not used them on my Vault for some reason.
Oh, the Vault that...
And now I can't use Extermination Protocol, so I'm like desperate.
So you've got to sweep the book for things that you've never used before.
Right, what am I looking for? Oh yeah, Warlord trait.
Yeah, the Warlord trait to gain points back. This is very important. So we're going to focus specifically on you as you get studious with your new beard.
Okay. Don't you hate the layout of these things?
Yep.
Here we go. Right. Roll a d6 for each time you spend a command point.
So you're spending 2 command points, so therefore you spend 2 dice.
Yeah. I still don't get it back.
You still don't get it back. Well, that serves you right, because see, you know, no backsies in this game. Backsies always fun.
So 3 CPs left. However,
will you get any rating?
Now I need the 5s.
No, now you need the 1s. None of these need to come back.
At least 2, if not 3. I'll take that. 3.
3 back.
Oh, I might even spend another CP. I'm gonna have a re-roll just for the fun of it.
3 back. It's outrageous.
Okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna spend another CP.
You're living the big time.
Let's
yeah?
see if I can get my CP back.
Yeah.
No.
Now we need another 2.
Now we need a 5. Oh, it's a 4.
3 back though. You'll take that.
I'll take that. That's good.
You'll take that. That took an entire tank to take 3 of them down, and you just brought them back as if by magic. 3 back. But you know what? The Dreadnought will handle it. the Dreadnought's cool. But when we come back, we'll see where the Necron movement phase takes us to. So we're having a quick rules check, but so far movement-wise, then these guys have moved down to make sure they get that objective. These Immortals here. You've moved your Annihilation Barges a little bit, and your Cryptek dude.
Moved down off the building.
And they've come down a little bit as well.
These have got my will be done.
These have had my will be done. Okay, very good. Now decisions are being made about whether to fall back with the Wraiths and just still try and get within 3 inches of the objective, because you're going to outnumber me on the objective, and you're really trying to play the mission here to try and make sure that you go 3-1 again and score the point, and then try and damage the Redemptor Dreadnought with Tesla and everything else. So. But you're also considering whether to move the Wraiths round and try and have a go at these fellas.
Not so much kill them, but more.
Just try and reduce some numbers potentially.
Yeah.
Now, Overwatch could be fun with these guys when you pile in. But
yeah,
it's a decision, it's a risk, because you're trying to make sure you're going to try and kill him with shooting rather than assault. So
yeah,
it's a tricky one. Interesting to see what goes on here.
I think I've got to do it because they have a hell of a lot of shooting. They
have an awful lot of shooting.
Incredibly nasty. But
as we've seen earlier, even now the Aggressors are gone, which have an awful lot of cheating because they fire twice. If they're stationary, these guys also have a disgusting amount of shots. I can see the pained look.
It's very painful.
The concentration is intense here.
Right, what's my rule? Play the mission. Play the mission.
Well, this is what you preach on the channel.
Play the mission.
I've watched the video, Nick. I've watched the video. You're all about the objective.
Coming back. I'm just going to fall back.
So you're going to fall back and try and remain within 3 inches of the objective.
Yeah. And I've got to be within 3 inches further away from you. So hopefully, got loads of room. Loads of room.
Yeah, you got plenty there. But what you were trying to avoid there is the combat and you potentially not killing him, and then me, getting a bit lucky, killing 3 again, and then it'll be a tied objective. So
I'm going to still assault you if I need to. If I get you down to like 1 or 2 wounds.
Yeah, then you'll definitely do it. Yeah. So it's going to be a case of what do the guns do before you make that decision. If you do very limited damage, you might not do it.
Yeah.
So when we come back, we'll see what the shooting does. Veil of Darkness has been played. The unit of Immortals over here has magically teleported, reappeared over here, looking for some more Tesla shots against the Redemptor. So we're going to open up with some shooting phase.
Try out Stalker.
First. Obviously going to go first, so you get those re-rolls of 1s.
Yeah, I'm actually looking to do a decent amount of damage.
Is that what you're looking for?
Hopefully. So on the Redemptor.
Let's have a look at how the dice play out.
Both hit.
Yep.
Strength 9.
3 to wound.
Right, I'm going to use a CP for a reroll.
Are you really?
So let's see if I can get my CP back. I do. And then the reroll.
I'm not keen on this. Keep getting your things back.
Both get through.
Both get through.
So that's minus 4 AP.
Minus 4 AP is no save.
Okay, and then D6 damage. Oof. 6.
6 damage goes through, taking me down to 7 wounds.
Okay, so back.
Annihilation Barges.
Yeah, back 1.
Yep.
8 shots on the top gun, 3 on the bottom. Needing 3s, re-rolling the 1s from the Stalker. We're looking for some nice 6s.
Well, there's some in there.
There's 3 6s.
And everything else is hit.
Yeah. And 6s also mortal wounds with a stratagem. And what else can I do?
No, that's what I have. You can't have that as well.
So your toughness?
Toughness 7.
Toughness 7, strength. Okay, so this will make a difference. So the top gun, which is the black dice, it will need 4s.
Yep, 4s and 5s.
And then the 5s on the green dice.
Yep.
No re-rolling the 1s to wound. So there we go. That many saves.
Ouch. 3, 6, 9 saves. Any AP? No AP.
No
Is that
AP.
9, yeah? 9 3-up saves. This is what we're coming up with. There's a lot of badness in there. As 1 disappears off the board. 1, 2, 3, 4 wounds. Taking me down to just 3.
Okay, yeah, it's going to be the bards then shooting him.
Well, if he's as good as his mate, plus he doesn't get bracketed, so he's still full power.
His mate was on 3 wounds, he did quite well.
Yeah.
So here we go, we need 3s. Looking for any 1s to re-roll. We've got 0.
But there's a lot of 6s.
Yeah, we've got 2 on the big gun, 1 on the little gun. So we're looking for 4s on the black dice, 5 on the green. We get 1 green through, and the 3s miss. 2,
8.
4, 6, 8 saves this time.
8 saves, I've got 3 left to go. It's taken 3. Do I want to command point one of those? Just to see if he stays alive. Ooh. I've got the Immortals still to come at, right?
Yeah.
Those Immortals over there still to fire. Where are they? There they are. For 1 wound. They're going to be wounding on 5s though. Oh. What's their range on their guns? 24?
24.
Are they in range of my Intercessors?
I think they are by the lips of it. That's 24 inches just there at the back. Yes, they
So
will.
I will go for the reroll just to force you to either split fire or not. So we'll go for that 1 reroll. It's failed, and that's procrastination on a reroll. So that is destroyed. The Dreadnought is gone.
Does it explode?
Does he explode? No, he does
No.
not. With the Dreadnought gone, that leaves the Immortals free to shoot the Intercessors. So the little 5-man squad over here, incoming fire, here we go.
Mine will be done.
Of course.
So we're looking for the 2s. The 1s miss, the 2s hit, and 5s become 6s.
They do.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
That's a lot of 5s.
7. No 6s though.
Oh, shame.
7 5s.
That'll do though, won't it?
Yeah, another 14 dice.
Is that all?
Okay. Strength 5.
5? That's cheeky.
3s.
Yep.
The 1s and 2s miss.
That is a lot.
Not quite as many as your dice, but
I know, but there's still too many for me. How many have we got in there, mate?
2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 25.
25. Jeez. So we roll. I've got 10 in my hand. We'll go 10 at a time. So that is 1 and a wound from the first one. So that's 2, 3 and a wound, and then 25, yeah?
Yeah.
5 more to go. So we're on 3 and a wound. That'll be the 4th one, and then the 2 and the 1 makes the 5th one. Squad is destroyed. Next shooting is the Immortals from here are going to be shooting at these fellas here. No my will be done's and stuff
Not
this
on
time.
This unit, no. So we need 3s. So the 1s and 2s miss.
Right, there's a couple of 6s in there.
6s, so they come back.
There we go. I am toughness 5.
And strength 5, so that'd be 4s. Right, they come out. And 5 saves.
5 saves. And these guys have a 2+ save, which I make all of them.
Hey.
There we go. Centurion's tanking it nicely. That's what we like to see. Any more shooting,
That
sir?
is the shooting phase done.
And no assaults, I believe.
No assaults.
End of the turn then. So, who killed the most units? I think it might have been you again.
You killed 1 unit.
Yeah, and you've killed the Dreadnought and the Intercessors, so that is definitely...
That's a point for me.
Definitely a point for you, and objective-wise, 3-1 again.
Yeah, so that's another point.
I'm not scoring very many points here.
No, but you've done a lot of damage.
I have done the damage, but equally, the game is beginning to slip a little bit here. So what are we on, 5-1?
I've got 5-1, yeah.
5-1 as we go into the Imperial Fists turn 3. Imperial Fists movement phase has completed. The Centurions have shuffled forward. They've got line of sight to that lead barge that's just over here. The what are they called again? Hellblasters, that's them. They've also got line of sight to that lead barge, the one that's not degraded. This guy has just shimmied across a little bit here, making sure that his storm bolters and his closer range weapons are in range of those fellas. And I've still got line of sight to the wraiths which are holding that objective. I couldn't sacrifice the movement to get close enough, so I just moved half range and done that. The Intercessors over here have come out of terrain. They have advanced, which I needed to do to put them in range of this objective. So what I need to do is make sure you've got nothing that can come back at me, potentially, hopefully, in order to try and at least get 2 objectives, because you're running away with the game and I can't be having that. That was the movement. The Librarian, he advanced. I want to try and get off one of his special powers from the Geokinesis discipline, which is Chasm, which I need to be firing at things that don't fly and 18 inches away. So I've had to do that in order to try and have a go at these Immortals here, because basically these guys can't shoot now. And then finally, at the end of the movement phase, the Inceptors have dropped. Their mission is to try and get those last 2 wounds off of that rear barge, the weakened barge over here. And then hopefully, I just want to try and get rid of these wraiths with this, really. Maybe there could be some split fire. The Centurions might need to lend some shots into these as well after we've done a bit of Geokinesis, if I even get it off. So, Psychic phase then. Chasm is being cast from the Primaris Librarian onto the Immortals over here. Goes off on a value of a 6. That's gone off. That's an 11. So this is quite a good one. Roll 2d6. If the result is less than the lowest move characteristic in that unit, you've got a move of 5. It's 1 mortal wound.
Okay.
If the result is equal to equals the lowest movement phase in that unit, it suffers d3. And if it is more, it suffers 3. So 2d6, that is more than your movement phase. That is 3 mortal wounds straight off the bat.
Okay.
Uh, 24 inches, that should be... Do you want to just quickly measure 24 inches from my Librarian to the remainder, because I will cast... I think you can cast a second power, let me double check.
Librarian, yeah. Yeah, he is in range.
Can manifest 2 psychic powers. He is in range?
Yep.
So his second power then, because the other one that I've taken, Wrack and Ruin, is targeting units that are in terrain or partially in terrain, which the only thing that is the Stalker over there, which I'm not going to be near. So I'm going to go with a Smite. The Smite goes off. It is 3 mortal wounds. That is the unit gone. That has saved some bacon there. That was the risk that I was taking with those Intercessors moving forwards. And when we come back, we'll see what the next shooting is. After some deliberation, mostly from you, determining whether you're going to try and increase your quantum shielding. So the Inceptors have landed there. Their mission is to take those last 2 wounds off. I am going to... 3 now. It's good, yeah. He regenerates, doesn't he? So I am 5 to wound. So I am going to play Tank Hunters for 2 command points. So I am rolling... these are assault weapons, so they're not heavy weapons, even though I am going to remain in the heavy doctrine still. But yeah, so yeah, these guys are going to shoot that, but we are going to play for 2 command points. So I'm down to just 2 command points remaining, but I am going to try and give it all the beans to try and get rid of it. So half the shots, no modifiers over here. So we have 6 hits from the first one, the first lot. And a lot more there. 2, 4, 6, 7 plus 6, 13 hits so far. In total. I am forced to wound because of the
strength 5
tank cutters. Yeah. Oh, I didn't do the extra hits for 6s, did I? That was bad. Oh, it's my bad. I forgot, so I will let it go.
Probably not.
However,
Anyway.
3, 6, 7, 8 saves. AP -1.
Okay.
What are you on? 5 up saves?
I'll be on 5 up to start with. So I could do some decent dice rolling now. We've saved 2. And now I need at least. I need 4 1s.
Are you playing the stratagem, yeah?
Oh no, there's 1 damage.
Oh, it's 1 damage, yeah.
Yeah, that's
1
it,
damage.
it's gone.
So they go straight through?
Yeah. That's it.
Does it explode?
Does it explode? Let's find out. On a 4+. No.
Did your stuff explode on a 4? Not
No,
6.
6.
Yeah.
I was thinking of the Volt.
Yeah. I was about to say, they're a bit fragile.
Yeah.
They're a bit explosive. Inceptors, I think, have done their job. How many points are a command barge these days? Annihilation barge? 110-ish?
Oh, about 400 points for Necrons.
Oh, yeah. GW love. GW love. So we're going to move on then to the Hellblasters. Hellblasters are going to risk it for the biscuit. They are going to overcharge once again.
Are you shooting it here?
I'm shooting at the lead barge.
What damage are these?
These will be 2 damage each.
Okay.
Are you gonna?
I think I will, because once I select the quantum shielding, it's up for the whole of the phase. So that means anything else it shoots in it will be up.
Yeah, because I'm gonna have the Centurions go at it if
Yeah.
these guys fail. Yeah.
I'm just going to double check that, but I'm pretty sure.
I'm fairly sure once you activate it,
Yeah.
it is a phase thing, right?
So
overcharging Hellblasters then, 5 shots from these guys. Oh, there's 3 1s in there. Lucky Torgaradon is nearby. And that is a full suite of hits.
right, yeah, it's to the end of the phase.
Yep, and we are.
I try and get my command point back.
Yep,
I don't.
you don't this time, which is good to see. I am 3 to wound. Re-rolling the 1s for the lieutenant. That is a full suite. That is 10 through, 10 damage.
10.
You've got no save from these, AP -4.
No save.
So you're going
hold
straight
on.
to Quantum.
No cover save?
What, from an Imperial Fist?
For God's sake!
In your dreams.
Oh. Okay, quantum shielding. How many damage is this?
So they're 2 damage each.
2 each?
Yeah.
Okay, so I need 2s. I saved that one, but not them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're dead.
That is the barge gone.
Does it explode? No.
No. That does mean that my poor Centurions have got nothing to shoot at.
Oh, I feel so sorry for you.
I hear the smallest violin in the world playing. Actually, some of them are going to be in range of heavy bolters firing at the stalker in the back there. Boo! But we are going to have some of this bad boy. The repulsor is going to shoot. I think we might shoot everything at the race. Again, I can't have them standing up. So we'll have a little think and work out some dice, and we'll see where the next shots go. So we've checked line of sight and range. Only 4 of the Centurions can actually see any of that stalker, and we're looking at sensible portions of it, and 4 of them can see most of the leg and the back leg. So 2 of them on this left hand side cannot see due to the pyramid in the middle. So I am going to remember that 6s cause additional hits here, right? I am going to be using Torgaradon's special aura here, so he is going to be hitting on 2s, re-rolling the 1s. And for a command point, we are going to go with the cohort ability because it is a vehicle. So we are remembering that it is a vehicle.
Okay.
Puts me on 1 CP remaining. Let's pick up a bunch of dice. So 6s would be nice, but we re-roll the 1s. So let's get rid of those misses first. And then the rest. So not very many 6s though, there are 2 in there, so we get 2 additional hits back.
There's a 2 in there as well.
Oh, there's 2 in there, well spotted. So yeah, we've got 2 6s in there, so that is the number of hits. Oh, the camera's heavy. Toughness?
Toughness 6.
Strength 5, toughness 6. I'm wanting 5s to wound then, but any 6s are mortal in addition. So looking for some big 6s. There is 3. 4. There's 4 6s in there. That's a great roll for that. Re-rolling the 1s as well, because the lieutenant is still nearby. The lieutenant? Yep, he is very much nearby. So we'll just roll those as well. That's another 6 in there. So let's just remove all of the others because we're wanting 5s. So these are additional saves as well. So you've lost
5 wounds.
5 wounds from mortal, but you have 6 saves. We're still at heavy discipline, so we are AP -2 and they are 2 damage apiece.
Okay, so I'm looking at 5s for my save because I get no cover save.
There's some 6s in there though, and another 5.
So 2 goes through.
So 4 damage.
And then quantum shielding.
Yes.
4 damage each.
2 damage each.
2
so
damage
4
each. So I need 1s.
Yep.
No.
So 9 damage in total.
Yep, 1 wound left.
That's unfortunate. And that has regen wounds at the start of each. Oh, that's dirty. But we'll now fire. We're now firing. He's clinging on to dear life in the back there. It's a shame I didn't have one more to shoot. My storm bolters and hurricane bolters are not in range. So we are going to fire every man and his dog from the repulsor into the wraiths. So we'll start off with the big 4 lasers. That is 3 hits. That is 2 go through, so 3 up invulnerable saves please.
1 goes through.
So minimum 3 damage.
So yep, 1 dead.
In fact technically it's 4 damage. Because it'll be, well it's D6 plus 1, but it won't roll over because you've made that, so we don't worry about that. 3. The heavy bolters, 6 shots from this. There's an extra hit in there. I am within 6 inches of Torgaradon. So we have 5 hits naturally, plus 1 because it's a bolt weapon. And we are re-rolling 1s. So, heavy bolters have scored 4 more wounds.
1 goes through.
1 damage. In fact that's 2 damage because they're heavy bolters, heavy weapon.
Okay.
2 damage. We will then move on to the Onslaught Gatling Cannon, or the heavy Onslaught Gatling Cannon. This is 12 shots, the first 6. Re-rolling the 1s, that's 6 hits. And re-rolling the 1s. That's 11 hits from the Onslaught Gatling Cannon. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Looking for 4s. Re-rolling the 1s. Three, 6, 7 saves.
1, 2 go through.
And that is also 2 damage because it's a heavy weapon.
Okay.
1 left on how many wounds?
I've got 1 left and 1 on 1 wound.
So there's 2 storm bolters. Actually, we're within 12 because we could be rapid firing here. We are in rapid fire range.
You can move and rapid fire, presumably.
Yeah. No. Re-rolling the 1s. It's a bolt weapon, so we've got 3 additional there.
4 6s there.
4 6s. Oh, I'll take your word for that. 1 on the floor. Re-rolling the 1s for the lieutenant. It's just 2 saves.
Okay, 2 saves.
Yep.
Both go through.
Both go through. How many is it? That was in gone?
I've got 1 on 1 wound.
1 on a wound.
And then how many damage does it do?
Oh, this one.
So 1 on 2 wounds then.
Okay. The Icarus rocket pod has 3 shots. Re-rolling the 1s is still 1 hit, but it is a wound. Save that. We have 2 Fragstorm launchers, 2d6 for 8 shots. Re-rolling the ones, off the board again. Still misses. 5s, just 1, with no re-rolls there because there's no 1s.
Save.
Oh, these are impossible to get rid of. I think that's all I've got left. And finally then, the Iron Howl Heavy Stubber at the back. 6 shots, re-rolling 1s. The 3s will miss though because it's -1 because it's not a fly. And to wound, that is a whiff. Although we've got 2 1s in there for a re-roll, that is still a whiff. The Wraiths are still there. I've got no one else that can see them. There's 1 left. We did this last time and you're going to just reanimate them all back again.
Nope. I've only got 1 CP left.
Oh, is it a 2 CP job?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they're going to stay where they are. They're going to stay disappeared in a million pieces. Happy. Yeah. So the end of the Necrons turn 3 movement phase. What's happened here, Mr. IDIC?
So I moved the Cryptek over onto the objective. Currently holding those 2 objectives, so my mission is going to be to try and kill these. It's going to be a massive task because this is degenerated now.
Oh yeah, it's in full raspberry mode, as Bill Morlock from Warhammer 40k would say.
And then over there I just moved them, trying to get out of line of sight as much as possible. They've been my will be done.
Yep.
I'm just going to try and keep them alive basically because everything here is just about to die. But yeah, let's try and get some points hopefully.
So let's get into some shooting phase. Do you know where you're going to go first?
So it's over there with the my will be done Immortals onto the tank.
Yep.
In range. So we need 2s.
With 6s being the bonus.
And 5s.
Oh well, yeah, 5s, yeah, it's +1, yep.
So however, we've only got 1 6 and we have 0 5s.
Oh.
So 1 extra set of 2. Strength 5.
Toughness 8.
Toughness 8.
Yep.
5s anyway.
Yep.
So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 saves.
4
5
saves.
saves.
5 saves.
5 saves.
It's a 3+ save on a Repulsor Executioner.
Yes!
Oh my word, look at that. That is...
no rerolls of 1s or...
No, nothing like that at all. So 4 damage.
Only another 100 to go.
He's got 16, so he's down to 12.
Not bad. Okay, next then, I'm going to shoot the Triarch Stalker into these.
Yep.
So I'll need 5s, because I'm down to my last tier. I get 1 5.
1 5.
And then Strength 9, so
yep.
2s. Oh,
that
no way.
Is a whiff.
That's going to be a reroll then.
Of course it is.
Last command point is, can I get my command point back? No. And the reroll? Yes.
That hits. That wound, sorry.
That's -4 AP.
-4. I have no save from that unless I pulled the stratagem to give me a 2+ save. But how many damage?
That's D6.
D6, so anything more than a 1.
No!
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. So you've got no points,
man.
no nothing. 1 guy takes wound.
That's a disaster.
That is perfect. Thank you very much.
Okay, the
And I will count up over here. This guy took 4 damage over here.
Cryptek coming in.
Yep.
Needing 3s, rerolling the 1s. Strength 7. I believe. I need to check that.
However, it is only 1.
It's only 1 for sure, regardless.
Yeah, I don't
of
think that's a strength 8, yeah.
No, it's definitely not strength 8.
Yeah, well, after a quick recap, they went to do VAR. So basically, you've got 1 wound through. How much damage does it do, and what's the AP?
It's only 1 damage, but it is -2.
-2, so I'm on a 5+ save, which I fail, but 1 damage, yeah?
Yep,
so
1 damage.
1 intercessor is slain.
So it's up to the Immortals.
Oh yeah, the Immortals over here.
Shooting at these.
Yep.
We need 3s. All in apart from 2 and 1 6, so we get those back.
Yep.
Strength 5, so we need 3s again.
Indeed. Oh, there's a lot of wounds.
Not too bad. 2,
7?
4, 6, 7 saves. We've got 8 wounds there though.
Yep.
Yeah.
I fail 3, so 1 dead and a wound.
I would love to be able to assault you with my cryptic and smash you, but he's only got 1 attack.
Yeah, you should see how dangerous Primaris are when they're charged, or when they do charge. They are pretty horrendous.
So I failed basically. I am probably going to have to charge you. Maybe. I'm going to have to think about it.
Yeah, I'm not going to fail my leadership. I'm leadership 8 with the sergeant there.
Yeah, and you can fall back anyway, can't you?
And I don't want to fall back because of the objective.
Not, yeah. You got a power fist there, haven't you?
I have got a power fist in this unit.
He's dead anyway, so he's going to die anyway, so he might as well die heroically.
Is he going to man up? Are you charging?
I don't know. I don't know. The cryptic is dead, full stop.
Has he got 1 attack, is he?
He's only got 1 attack, yeah, he's useless.
So realistically,
if
you kill 1, it will force a leadership check, because I've lost 3. But I'm not going to disappear, because even if I rolled a 6,
you can re-roll it as well, can't
and I can re-roll it, and even if 1 more goes, I will still have a guy there, but it would all then come down to whether I kill your guy.
Yeah, exactly. So no, there's no point charging. That is the end of my phase. I didn't quite get the point for 3 objectives. I rolled 2, so that's equal, and you killed more.
And I killed more. So this turn, there's only 1 point going in it, which is for me for kill more.
Yeah, so it's 5-2.
5-2 as we turn into the Imperial Fists turn 4. Now hopefully we can turn the screw now, because you've had to ignore the Inceptors over here to try and play the objective over here. 1 Wraith you couldn't reanimate because you're only down to 1 CP, so he's had to stand there and be a man about it. So we now need to try and take some objectives here, get the points back. When we come back, we'll see the Imperial Fists movement phase. Imperial Fist movement phase now complete. The Inceptors are going full nuts. They've flown straight forwards, heading for these Tesla Immortals over here. A little bit of rearrangement with the troops down here. The Librarian has advanced, ready to unleash psychic powers against this little Cryptek. The Centurions have waddled through the middle of the board here. I've got a little bit of line of sight going towards sort of some of the guys. I think maybe 1 guy down the back there, 1 or 2 guys at the back, and also just about that final Wraith. The Hellblasters down here have moved around a little bit, still within controlling that objective, just in case anything gets whiffed going towards the Cryptek. And then finally, the Repulsor Executioner has moved, still only half a range movement, so he's still firing twice with his big gun, but he can now see everything that's trying to hide in here and that final Wraith. So we might see some split fire depending how the Centurions get on as we move into the psychic phase. Does he fly the Cryptek with his cloak? Has he got the cloak so he does fly?
Yeah.
So we'll go straight into a regular smite then, straight at the Cryptek, which is a whiff. It is only a 3. That's no good. So his other powers are going to be a no good here. He flies, I can't see anything else, so that is him done. Psychic phase is over, and we move into the shooting phase then. So we're going to kick off with the Inceptors shooting into the Immortals. And we are going to switch to Assault Doctrine.
Okay.
Tactical Doctrine, sorry. Tactical Doctrine's next, which means all assault weapons now get bonus AP. So yeah, we're going to go with the Tactical Doctrine, so assault and rapid fire weapons are going to get some bonus. So basically a lot of my army, other than sort of the heavy bolters down here, really are now going to get some extra buffs. So let's start with the Inceptors shooting. The first 6 shots, because I can't get all the dice into my hands, is that. So we have 3, 4 missed, but we do have a 6 in there, so we gain an extra hit from that. Strength 5, toughness
4.
Toughness 4, 3s to wound. No re-rolls there. So from the first salvo there, that is 2, 4, 5 saves. AP -2.
I might potentially die just from the 5, so -2.
Yep.
So it'd be 5s. Save 2.
Save 2, so I'm going to have to fire the second volley at you. There's a lot more misses in here though, but with 1 extra 6, so 4 hits, 3 wounds, again -2.
1 save, 2 dead, that's all of them.
That will be the unit gone, so well done Mr. Inceptors. We will move on to the squad of Intercessors down here then. They are going to be rapid firing. We are going to be rapid firing then from the Intercessors here into the toughness 4 Cryptek. No fancy grenade launchers and stuff. So we are 2 misses, but we have 2 6s in there, so we regain those. And then forced wound. We have 4 wounds, AP -2 because they are naturally -1.
I need 6s then. Get 1 6, so you've got 1 wound left. 1 wound.
So we will move on to the Lieutenant's Super Bolt gun. So this is a assault weapon as well, so it's 3 shots, all 3 hit, 2 extra hits, and it is re-rolled in the 1s. It is 3 wounds at -2.
6s. Dead.
That's a triple.
If that was 3 6s, that would have been good.
But it's
not.
3 1s, Nick.
It's not.
The Cryptek is gone, so let's work out our next shooting. So if you have to think about the shooting phase then, basically all of the these big boys, these big fat lardy Centurions are all going to shoot their heavy bolters at the Stalker over here, and then we are going to shoot everything from this at that final Wraith. So the first batch of dice is just for 3. We are playing the Siegebreaker cohort ability, so any 6s to wound are mortal. You have 2 wounds remaining.
2 wounds.
So the first 6, I can pick up all of these dice. I can't pick up all of these dice, I'm throwing them all on the floor. We're using Tor Garadon's ability, so it's 2s to hit, and I've just thrown them on the floor again.
I think we're safe to say he's dead.
Oh, well, you know.
2 mortal wounds, yeah?
Only on the wound dice, so they have all hit with 2 extra hits. Let's find 2 extra dice. I'm going to use small. I need to get bigger hands, don't I?
Smaller dice or bigger hands?
Yeah, maybe that'll be it. So re-rolling the 1s, and I'm looking for your toughness.
Toughness 6.
So I am 5 to wound.
You got one mortal.
So 1 mortal.
So I'm down to 1 wound.
And that is 2 saves as well. -1.
Okay, so it'll be a 4 up. They both go through.
They both go through, so that is the last of him before I even roll the remaining dice. Yep.
1 damage, yep, he's gone then. Does he explode? A 6 would be nice now. No.
The Stalker is down. These units are, I mean, it's 420 points for these units, but they have just eaten their way through anything in front of them. They are, yeah, don't run these at anything less than 1500. And certainly don't run them in 6s because they're horrible. That leaves us moving on to the tank over here then. We are going to start with the 4 laser cannons. The 4 laser cannons then have a full suite of hits. And only 2 wounds though. Strength, yeah, only 2 wounds that go through.
Save both.
Save both from that, as we were expecting. The heavy bolters. No 6s in there though, and no re-rolls. I'm out of range of Tor Garadon, so they have all hit though. 4s to wound. That isn't a good wound roll, is it?
I love it.
I know you love it. 2d6 Fragstorms. So what's that? 8 shots. 2, 4, 6, 8 shots. They have 7 hits. We don't explode on 6s with Fragstorm though. 5 to wound. We've actually forced you to take a couple of saves here. There's 2 saves, no AP.
1 wound.
1 wound. He's got 1 wound left. We've still got more guns to go. The Storm Bolters.
Come on!
The first Stormbolter rapid firing, the second Stormbolter rapid firing. There's a couple of 1s in there, but there are 3 6s. 5 to wound. We have 2 more wounds with no AP -1 actually, because they are in tactical doctrine.
3 up in one. Save both.
Save both. Oh my word! It's lucky I've got lots more guns, isn't it? Really. So we will go with the Icarus rocket pod for 1 shot, which hits. 3 to wound. It does wound.
Not saved.
Not saved. It's D3 damage. You've only got 1 wound. The Wraith is gone before we'd even got into the Gatling cannon, but I'm not split fire. I wanted everything to go into him. Here endeth the shooting phase. I've got no charges to declare. That is the end of the Imperial Fists turn 4. When we come back, will the remaining unit over here do anything? Because we've still got points to worry about. Points are still key. It's 5-2.
5-2 at the moment.
5-2. I'm going to gain some points this turn, but we've got a couple of turns to play with. So can you hold on to your lead? A very quick movement phase then. You've my will be done, right?
Yeah.
On this unit, and pretty much as there's nothing left, you are going to be shooting everything you can at the repulsor.
Yeah, I'm just going to try and stay alive in that generator and hopefully take that tank out.
Yeah, that seems like a fair plan.
Okay, here we go. So we need 2s.
There's a lot of 6s in there.
And there's no 1s. 6s and 5s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
They've turned the Tesla dial up to max.
10, so that's 20 extra shots. I haven't got enough dice.
Do you want to roll them in batches? Because that's an insane number of Tesla bonuses.
Okay. Here we go. Look at this.
Oh, that's like orc dice.
Yeah.
I thought I had a lot of dice, so I'm suddenly getting out dice too.
Okay, here we go. 1 cocked dice.
You're looking for 5 plus to wound?
Yeah, strength 5, so 5s.
Yep.
Let's count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13, oh, 6 there. 14. 14 saves.
So after all of that, 14 saves are required. That was a lot of counting on those complicated dice that you've got there. We have 14 saves, 3 plus, there's no APs on these, right?
No.
We have taken 1, 2, 3 damage only. That's better than my last save, wasn't it? So he has taken 7 in total over here. Taken 7. He still has 9 wounds remaining. In fact, we'll start counting down. We'll count down now. He has 9 wounds remaining.
It's the end of my turn.
That's probably the quickest turn you've ever had with these Necrons.
One of them. Yeah.
So that is the end of turn 4. Let's do some points then. I killed more, scored more.
Basically, yes.
I think that is where we're at, because I hold 2 objectives, you hold 0.
Yep.
So that's 2 points to me. There's no Warlord kills or anything like that, so that puts us to 5-4.
5 4s. We move into turn 5.
Turn 5, Imperial Fists. Let's move around and see what we get, because everything is going to be gunning for those fellas over here.
I'll leave them alone.
Although you've positioned them so well that I'm never going to get the Centurions over there.
I'm so sorry for you.
I can see the pain in your eyes. Imperial Fist movement phase is over. There wasn't really a lot to do because I'm not going to be able to get into line of sight. You have cowardly hidden away in your little generator over here. So realistically all I've got is the repulsor to shoot. I've managed to get these guys in a line of sight to shoot the Hellblasters, and everyone else is just secured where they need to be. So for example, Linebreaker and making sure that I've got the objective, and then the Centurions are just going to waffle around here and observe the withering hail of fire. So we're going to move into no psychic phase because he's over here and he's completely out of range of everybody. So the shooting phase from the Hellblasters then. So we're gonna overcharge. I think we need. They're only one wound, right?
One wound, yeah.
We've still got 5. We'll overcharge. Come on, let's overcharge. I've got Torgaradon nearby, so I'm sure he will protect us. He needs to protect us, and I should have used him to buff the unit. Really, I completely forgot to call that. But none of them die. 3 hits, 2's to wound. That is 3 wounds, which will ignore your save.
Okay.
-4.
-4, yeah, because I get no cover save. 3, yeah?
Yep.
1, 2, 3. Oh, Schwarzenegger's dead.
Oh. So we move on to the repulsor. We're going to record this off camera because there's a lot of dice and my arm hurts from this camera. The end of the Imperial Fist shooting phase. It was a fierce volley with the assault, with the tactical doctrine, meaning that the Stormbolters were even getting AP -1 now. Yeah, the remaining Immortals have been slain from this guy. I've still got a couple of guns left, to be honest, but because I couldn't shoot the Lord over there, that is the end of the shooting phase, and we're going to call the game there.
Yeah, it's ends turn 5, isn't it? So
it is the end of turn 5.
We're definitely going to win it regardless.
Well, the end of turn 5, you've still got your guy to move, but you're going to just try and hide him and stop me getting
hide him, yeah, so
slay the Warlord, right? So we will call it there, which means at the end of turn 5, I then kill more, hold more objectives, and line breaker.
Yeah, so you get at least another 3 points.
So that's 3 points scored,
so
taking 7-5.
7-5.
7-5, and that is the end of the game. Let's have a camera handshake.
Hey, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir.
Fun
A pleasure. I think it would have been nice to see your guys get shot at for a change.
Yeah.
So the end of turn 5, a victory to the Imperial Fist, 7-5 in the end. You certainly played the objective well to start the game. I think you had to, really.
I had to, not having first turn.
So you took an awful lot of points off of me early doors, because I've got quite a slowish army, really. But I knew that amount of fire would eventually whittle you down.
Yeah.
But then I had to ensure that I got to the objectives at some point.
That was the only advantage I had on you, was the movement.
Mm-hmm.
I was faster, but apart from that, I think you were you had one over on me. But,
I think
would have been interesting if I had gone first. Come with the vault, done some damage, maybe sniped a few characters out.
Yeah, I think first turn would have been quite important, but then equally, had I known that you were potentially going to go first, my deployment would have been very different.
Yeah,
I'm hedging my bets on that 1 in 6 Cs by being quite aggressive.
And I would have put myself at a big disadvantage going first with the objectives.
But equally, I mean, you saw my army how slow it really is. Other than the Interceptors and my only real flexibility here, moving quite slowly to get to those objectives. I'm quite lucky that we played 4 pillars really, because they're fairly accessible.
Yeah.
If we played ones where you could place them yourself, you could have been quite sneaky and put them at the back, and made me have to really work for those objectives. But I think this was a good highlight of how, once again, Codex supplement armies for the Imperial. The Adeptus Astartes are really strong.
Yeah.
I took 2 of the arguably the strongest units in the game. Everyone knows Aggressors are disgusting. Centurions, first time I ever used Centurions in any edition of the game. I mean, they've only been out for, they come out at the end of 6, something like that. But with that bolt of power, with the disciplines, with the tactical doctrines, and the siege cohort ability for all of those bolt guns is insane. I mean, I didn't even roll half the dice for it, because it was already done on the first wave of salvo of dice.
Yeah.
That was pretty intense, and I feel sorry for people in competitive play that might face these a bit more often, because I wanted to beat you. I've seen you win so many games on your channel.
Had to be done.
This was for you, Capitan Morgan. This was for you, and your Blood Angel friend. But yeah, I did deliberately go with some really hardcore units, mainly because I've also they're the first ones I've painted. But I'd be tempted, just for fun games, never to run 6 Centurions, never to run 6 Aggressors. There's too many buffs, too many abilities that make them absolutely insane, and I think that can tilt the balance. But equally, you took a big Lord of War. Had you gone first, as you said, that could have swung it a little bit. I could have lost half of these units.
Obviously, I said that list was built around having the Seraptic there with the longer range and the big damage.
Yep.
So I had nothing really to take tanks out reliably, and I didn't have much AP. So on the overall, the game, it was a fun game.
It still went turn 5, it still went distance.
It could have swung both ways. Obviously, I think it was, as long as you got your points back, it was always going to be your game. But
I mean, I had to focus on that in the second half of the game. So turn 3 onwards, I had to make sure, I took the gamble. These guys had to run out of the ruins.
Yeah.
I had to make sure that a certain your other immortals then died. So there was a little bit of calculation, which is always part of the fun of the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, once again, Imperials are just dominant, but still good fun. Thank you very much.
Most welcome.
Awesome stuff. But thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this battle report, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I shall catch you guys on the next video.